A universal truth that only a few ancient minds in Toril have begun to grasp is that time is cyclical. This is not to say that at the end of the multiverse, everything will begin again anew and play out the same as before. Rather, events of great significance leave a large mark upon destiny and are thus compelled to repeat themselves. Three adventurers brought together seemingly at random find themselves marching toward the site of one such event and the opportunity to build their own legacy. Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the Windshire Legacy. My name is Logan Christensen. I am the Dungeon Master, general cool dude, and writer of the adventure.
That's just what Dungeon Master actually means. That's just what it's defined as in the dictionary.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm Sarah Christensen. I'm married to the Dungeon Master. I play Atrix Fernhall, sorcerer. Atrix is a half-elf.
Okay, Eli is a fighter, Purple Dragon Knight specifically, and he is a human.
Dread Harbor is a rogue, tiefling, and a pirate, and he's cool. Cooler than I am.
Oh.
I think it's pretty fair to say our characters are cooler than we are. Oh, and for those interested in playing a shadow sorcerer, which actually will be important.
Alright. You've all found yourselves in the North Ward of Neverwinter, after having received a letter roughly a 10-day ago via courier, which reads, "Greetings! You have been chosen for an inheritance of great magnitude. Join Sir Octavio Corper at his manse north of Neverwinter for a night of intrigue, along with the most interesting folk of the realm. Travel has already been arranged. Simply take my lord's coach from the North Ward of Neverwinter in 1 10-day, and the driver shall escort you to Sir Corper's holding, post haste. Yours truly, Caldwell Beravan, loyal servant of Sir Corper."
Sir Corper. I'm writing that down.
Each letter, in case that wasn't incentive enough for you guys, came with a pouch containing 100 gold pieces.
Oh.
And a note attached to the pouch which says, "More to come," with the initials OPK.
That's pretty sweet.
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Give me a pouch of gold coins anytime.
Yeah, the pirate's like already ready to not be in our party because he's found his wealth.
I only needed 100 gold.
He's
That's all I need to buy new ship.
That would be a really bad ship.
It's a rowboat. It's a pedal boat.
My dad and I just sitting there.
It's a rowboat with
It's a swan boat
it's
on
a
the
rowboat
ocean.
with like a hunting rifle strapped to the front.
It's a paddleboard and a shotgun.
Oh my gosh. No, that's really cool.
Alright, so, any of you guys doing anything fun in Neverwinter while you wait for the day of the party?
Brooding. Just
Cool.
kidding. I'm not brooding.
That's what I was gonna do.
Aww. We can brood together. No,
It's an oxymoron.
I could be researching. I have the cloistered scholar background, so I have library access.
Okay, so you're just chilling at the library,
Mhm.
picking up honeys?
No, I'm just reading.
Oh. But you don't call books honeys?
No.
Is there such thing as a beekeeper class?
Yes, the guild artisan background will give you proficiency with certain tools.
Oh, I was gonna say druid.
Druid too.
Chose wrong.
Are you gonna just rebuild Eli now?
No. Future character.
Hi, I'm Eli, and I'm a level 1 beekeeper.
My familiar is a swarm of bees.
Which I keep in my mouth.
Oh man.
No, the familiar is just the queen bee, and all the other bees follow her.
That's so cute.
I'm just coming over from Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
That is where my father and I got stranded off of our pirate ship when the crew betrayed us.
Oh man.
How sad.
That's really
It's a
depressing.
really sad story.
I think Eli's been practicing his one true passion, beekeeping. So
Yeah.
we've established what you guys have done. If
So,
you arrived in
He's just trying to
Neverwinter
catch
early.
bees in his hand and getting stung.
So, right proficiency with the
With nature.
with bees.
Bees?
All right. A beautiful carriage drawn by a pair of handsome Clydesdales awaits you near the North Gate in Neverwinter. A diminutive human man with thick gray sideburns sits atop the coach smoking a cigar. He wears a nice suit which looks out of place on his shabby frame, and a crumpled top hat which appears to have been sat upon at some point. He smokes the largest pipe you've ever seen. And a cigar, man, okay.
Good job. I was thinking that.
One in the mouth, one in the nose.
Yeah.
Let's say it's the pipe, not the cigar. He's smoking, that's the important part.
Oh, so this is. Oh, I see. This is a family-friendly podcast with smoking.
Yeah. Wait, are we going for family?
No.
I was like, oh wait, family friendly. I don't know if I can do that.
When you arrive at the carriage individually, I assume you haven't serendipitously all run into each other at the same time.
And if we did, I'm pretty sure we would not immediately be drawn together.
Oh hey, you're obviously going to the same place as me.
Yeah.
So when each of you arrives, he produces crumpled parchment pages from his coat and squints at them for a second, and then says, "Yep, that checks out. Climbing back, and we'll make our way to the lordship's estate."
Did
All
this
right.
man come out of a Bronte novel?
I don't know. You could ask him.
Sir, were you written by one of the Bronte sisters?
You gotta use it. You gotta use a character voice.
Oh, damn it.
Voice.
Sir, were you written by one of the Bronte sisters?
What now?
Never mind.
Well, that was a successful interaction. I say we're good here.
Yeah. Episode 1. So, you guys have about 2 hours in a coach. We're gonna do that in real time. So,
Yeah.
if you guys want to, if listeners want to skip
It's
to
just the
episode
opening
2,
to Skyrim.
I just fall asleep.
so you guys are all in a carriage together. Did you want to say anything to alleviate potential awkwardness amongst each
Finally awake, are you?
other? All right, and I think that's the last Skyrim reference we're allowed to make ever.
Fight me, Todd Howard.
I don't know. Yes, I'm going to insight checks on the other writers.
They haven't said anything.
I know, but just like to get an idea of the kind of person, like to glean, like
Perception.
perception. Yeah, perception's fine. I'm very mistrustful in immediate, in the immediate, but not so much so otherwise. That is an 11 for my companions. So I'm just kind of giving a cursory glance at the
Yeah.
tiefling and the human with me.
All right, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but just based on characters, I think Dredd is probably counting the money in his loot bag, even though he's done it dozens of times already. And Eli is probably humming show tunes while sharpening his rapier.
It's the song from Hello Dolly at the beginning, in memory of Carol. What's her name?
I don't know. What is her name?
There's
don't know.
so much
I
of what
also
you just
have no idea
said.
what you said.
Yeah.
Supposedly the Hello Dolly lady just died. I'm a theater major. I'm a terrible theater major. We're just gonna move past that.
That's okay. And I'll be hiding under my hood.
Okay,
Let's
Eli
see.
is gonna talk to the guy driving the carriage again. So, where are you from?
He can't hear you over the sound of the carriage.
Where are you from?
Oh, Shannon.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that'll be wonderful to listen to later. He still doesn't hear you.
So Eli, if you're so interested in knowing, random stranger human guy, where are you from? What's your name? Tell me about yourself.
My name is Eli Sureblood. I air from Cormier. I was gonna say Kashmir.
Nope.
I was listening to that on the way here. Yes, I'm was a purple dragon knight from Cormier. Long story short, I'm trying to regain my honor because I may or may not have committed a war crime. With good intentions.
Did you commit treason? Did you form a mutiny?
No.
Good.
but it was...
Puts crossbow open.
Rapier slowly goes back down.
It wasn't great. Haven't been home since. I don't think my people would welcome me as of right now, so I need to regain my honor so I may return home.
That's fair. And Atrix takes off her hood, and you can see that she's got, like, her skin is blackened around her eyes and as around her hands as well.
Ooh.
And she says, I am weirdly in a similar situation. So I wonder if we were brought here for that same purpose. Sir, you wouldn't happen to also have been in some form or other exiled?
Yeah, well, there was a mutiny on my ship, and I followed my father. I could have stayed, but I chose to leave.
No, noble.
Yes.
Gotta stay loyal,
Very Robert Louis Stevenson.
but I gotta get a new ship to get our ship back. Mine and my father's.
Excellent. That's
I
admirable.
saw that in a movie at some point. Well, now that you're all acquainted, I'm sure the journey goes a lot better with some idle conversation and stuff. Maybe someone breaks out a deck of cards.
And everyone talks about the loss of our family, and
I have dragon chess.
do you have that, or you just know how to play it?
It's in my proficiencies and languages box.
Yeah, you don't.
But not in
have
your
that
equipment
on you.
box.
Damn it!
Fashions a dragon chest set out of wood for the carriage.
Hold on, let me see what spells I have.
Oh, sweet! Create dragon chest set. It's a 3-level spell.
Yeah. No, I don't have anything.
First things first, you arrive at the outer wall of the mansion, where a burly half-orc guard says, "Stop! Gonna need to see your weapons, travelers."
I have a... so I can hand... do we hand them to him, or just show them?
Well, he looks at you for a second and says, "No, wait a minute." And he looks at a piece of paper he has. And says, No, you're on the good list. Never mind. Carry on, Prescott. And
What?
I was gonna say.
the carriage driver salutes the half-orc guy, and the carriage begins rolling towards the large mansion, which you can begin to see now.
Now, I don't mean to be a downer, but if the three of us who seem to have a sordid past are on the good list, I'm quite terrified of what could possibly be on the naughty list.
At least he checked it twice.
The rest of the party guests are demons and other such.
Excuse the
Yeah.
hell out of you.
Yeah!
Devil. There is a difference.
I mean, a little
You
different.
could have dinner with a devil. A demon would just eat you.
Still haven't...
Could have a violin competition with the devil.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually,
That's
I
pretty
mean,
civil.
one of my parents was a tiefling, so
I thought you were talking about real you for a second, and I was like, oh, interesting.
this is the real me.
This is who I am inside!
It's not things!
Alright. So you're swiftly drawn through a small forest. Through the window, you see a tall, bespectacled furbolg playing with a fox and her kits as the carriage
Aw.
passes by. He stands and waves, a big grin on his face.
I'll wave back.
He
Me too.
waves with increased intensity upon seeing you guys waving at him.
Oh.
I love him.
Shortly after the trees clear, the
He's gonna
mansion
die
comes
first. Sorry.
The mansion comes into view. It's a large marble building, roughly 2 stories tall, with furnished patios on either side of the grand entrance. A slender elvish man wearing red velvet robes stands out front of the mansion, scowling. Next to him is a portly human man with a long beard, who grins and waves as you approach. Do you guys want to wave?
Grins and waves.
But yeah, we're waving. We'll wave.
The carriage rolls to a stop, and he opens the door and he says, "Eli! Atrix! Dread! My dear friends! Oh, well, not friends yet, but soon to be. It's so wonderful to meet you in person.
And
Wonderful to meet you.
you are...
I'm Sir Corper, your host for the evening.
Oh, excellent.
This is my butler Caldwell, who I'm assuming you've been in some sort of contact with."
Yes.
Caldwell doesn't say anything but nods, still scowling at you.
Aw.
I was worried he was actually the host, because I was really afraid that this was going to be a honestly terrible party for a moment.
He says, "No, I throw some of the best parties in the realm. And he is going kind of around in a circle, enthusiastically shaking all of your hands with both of his hands. He seems very excited to see you. The elf clears his throat, says, "Sir, we have other, more pressing matters at hand. Perhaps the introductions can wait until after we greet the rest of the guests." "Well, why, of course, Caldwell. I shall attend to the others. Please give these honored guests the grand tour." All right. And Caldwell says, "Well, if you all follow me, I shall show you to your quarters."
Thank you, sir.
So you enter through a vast entrance with a royal red carpet. He leads you through the main entrance, and he says, "Here on the first floor is where we entertain most of our guests. To our left is the dining room, the ballroom, and the kitchens. And to our right is the more recreational rooms. We have our library, my lord's study, his trophy room, and a
Ballrooms,
shrine."
not entertainment.
Well, it's more for entertaining guests rather than personal entertainment, you know.
Fair.
Out back we have the observatory and a door into our garden. If you'd like to see any of those in more detail, we can stop there. Otherwise, we'll just head upstairs and head for your quarters.
Let us get settled first. It's been a rather long carriage ride.
He says, "Okay, there are stairs in each of the four corners of the house. We'll head to the southeast staircase, as that is the closest one."
That's a lot of stairs.
Yeah, dude.
It's in case there's a fire.
All right.
In case of fire, use stairs.
And he leads you upstairs, like I said. He says, "To the right here, if we head right from this staircase, you guys are all here in the southeast area, are my lord's private quarters, which I'm sure, thank you, he will show you in due time if
Whoa.
he's so... Not
Whoa.
like
Whoa. Whoa.
All of
I'm
us.
just saying, you folks have
It's this kind of party.
some kind of personal business with Mr. Corpa.
I gotta go.
He then leads you to the left and opens up a door just next to the staircase. He says, "These will be your rooms. Just take the first three."
Are we the first here?
No, everyone else is downstairs already, having already moved into their quarters and whatnot.
Ah, fashionably late.
Or
well,
just
it's...
actually late?
Yes, but I'm here.
You make it fashionable.
If you're late, it's Prescott's fault, and I'll have to take it up with him. But
Oh, don't fire him. He was fine.
no, we don't fire people here. It's fine.
Or just torture them.
God. I didn't say that. So he says, "Yes, these will be your rooms. There are washrooms at the end of the hall on the west side of the manse, and new, fancier clothes than what the traveling clothes you are currently wearing have
Now hold on!
set up for you in each of your rooms."
We're better than you.
They said our clothes are too dirty.
You don't necessarily have to change. I just thought it might be a nice thing.
But one
to
of us
provide
has
for
to.
you. Obviously, we can't both be wearing velvet robes.
Fair point, fair point. I'll change then.
No, we'll await you in the ballroom. That's where the rest of the guests have congregated for the time being.
Alright, so what clothes have we got out for us? Dungeon Master?
Well, just a fine set of clothes in each of your separate styles. So, for example, Dredd gets, like, some very fancy silken breeches and...
Now hold on.
No, wait, that'd be underwear.
That's like skin tight silken.
That's for when he meets with the guy.
I forgot the word for what I'm trying to say.
Pants?
Yeah. Pants.
Breeches. Pantaloons.
Pantaloons. And
Shorts.
then like a nice
Cargo pants.
waistcoat as well.
Oh.
Hello.
I'll get fancy.
Yeah.
I'll go get fancy.
Atrix has been set up with a black dress with gold trim.
Goth.
Very lacy.
Very lacy, alright.
Yeah. And Eli, you've got a brand new suit coat waiting for you.
Hot.
Oddly enough, each thing is made to your exact measurements, which is a little...
I don't know if
They
I want
all
to wear
fit
that.
perfectly.
I don't think I want to wear that.
Maybe
I like
it's
something
magic.
Maybe you're right.
Maybe we've been stalked, and that's not good either.
Yeah, well, they already found us to give us letters.
We're
Sorry,
already trapped here, so let's
Also,
let's
does it-
die in style.
Does it ever hurt to have an extra set of clothes? No. What if yours gets torn right in the crotch?
Real problem. Real problem. All right.
That's how you make your Christian gray sex jeans.
What? Why are you bringing that up? Anyway,
I don't know.
Family
we're allowed to stay armed though.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hang on to your weapons and stuff.
All right.
I'll bring my rapier. That matches.
And I mean, if you want to stay in your armor, that's fine too. You just left them out as like a, hey, here's this if you want to let your guard down and stuff.
I mean, I don't have armor, so
Right, you might as well wear whatever you want. I'm talking to these other guys.
I'm keeping my daggers strapped to
Quick
my thigh,
meta
though.
question.
My dagger is always strapped to my ankle. That is.
Yeah. And I've got my arcane crystal as well.
After you've had a chance to wash up a little bit, because you probably got a little bit dirty on the dirt road here, and change into new clothes if you want. Obviously, you can still wear armor if you want to. That's totally fine. Once
Yeah,
you're done with that,
You got your leather vest on under your jacket. Bulletproof vest.
Try to kill me now!
you realize it might be expedient to head downstairs to the party.
That's a fun word. All right, let's go.
Let's go to the party.
I'm gonna leave my hood behind and probably scare people, but that's okay. I'll leave my hood.
Okay, so
I just scare people all the time. So,
That's true, but like tieflings are like a thing that do exist, even though they're rare. So people could be, oh, tiefling, but me, it's like a ghost almost.
there are 11 people in the ballroom when you get there.
And we see that immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I had the right number. Yeah, that's the first thing you notice.
You walk into the room. I sense 11 other bodies here.
Everybody raise your hand so we can do a head count.
Put your hand down as I count you.
In the northwest corner, there's a small-ish goblin man playing a comically large grand piano.
Piano guy.
Is it okay? Now, is it a regular grand piano and he's small, or is this actually just a really big grand piano?
It's a slightly larger than average grand piano, and he's a slightly smaller than average goblin.
There are
making
89
for a
keys.
quite comical effect.
All right, cool.
The other staff you notice present is a blonde human serving girl who is kind of sprinting about, giving people drinks and picking up used plates and stuff, so as to keep the floor clean.
She gives me anxiety just watching her.
There are a few other people in the room. Most of them look very interesting. Most of them are human, with the exception of like one gnome, and they're all wearing fancy dress similarly to what you are wearing. Mr. Corper approaches you three and says, "Oh, my honored guests, I'm so glad you could make it. We're going to get to the main event in just a moment, and after that I can give you guys more of an explanation as to why you're here. I promise that is coming. You're probably freaking out right now.
No, I wasn't, but now I am.
Well, I mean,
You weren't freaking out about the fact that he just sent us a letter and sent us a carriage and put clothes in our rooms.
And we're gonna be in his quarters.
I mean, I was just
Yeah,
ready to.
we're all gonna separately be in his quarters together.
I mean, I was just prepared to be murdered, but now I'm a little more afraid.
well, he says, feel free to help yourself to some hors d'oeuvres.
Mark me down as scared and horny.
Ingrid can get pretty much anything you want from the kitchen. He points at the serving girl who kind of like waves, but looks very panicky.
I think I'll be alright, thank you.
He says, and feel free to mosey about and what's the word I'm looking for? Conversate.
Meander?
That's not the word.
Meander?
I was going to say chat with some of the guests. It wasn't chat, but it's something similar.
I know what you're talking about.
Chat with some of the other guests. They're all quite...
Mingle?
Mingle. That's the word. Thank you, Eli.
We all have like an intelligence of 8. Oh, you do?
Mine's 10.
Fill about!
He says, feel free to mingle. Most of the people here are quite interesting to talk to. Someone actually approaches us. Oh, yes, this is my esteemed colleague, who I'm meeting in person for the first time this evening, Monsieur Brune from Waterdeep. A very tall human man with kind of like a Spanish complexion, where he's kind of darker skinned, but not dark skinned. That makes sense?
Olive.
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Monsieur Alphonse Brune, at your service.
Atrix, Fernhall.
I trust the garments that Mr. Corper ordered from me are fitting nicely.
Yes, they're quite comfortable. How did you know what sizes we were?
Oh, it's just a simple tailor's trick. If you infuse the cloth with a teeny little bit of divination magic, you can get it to fit specifically to any one person if you're making it specifically for them. It's quite fun, actually.
That's, frankly, much more comfortable than having been stalked.
He says, yes, no, I can understand why that would make you uncomfortable. Trust me, it's all on the level.
I measure you in your sleep.
Hello, I'm Alphonse Brune, and I measured you while you slept in the carriage.
But I didn't sleep in the carriage!
And Corpus says, well, I'm off to speak with the kitchen staff, and then I will be making a toast, and then afterwards you can meet me in my quarters for more of an explanation as to why you're here. Oh, it's all so exciting. I can't wait to tell you, but sadly, it would be impolite to the other guests to deal with our personal business while they are unattended, so I bid you adieu. And then he walks out of the room.
I have a distinct feeling we're not going to get to hear from him while we're supposed to be here.
Alright, you guys want to mingle?
Yes.
Okay, so other than the guy that you guys just
Christian mingle.
Linger longer.
there's a blonde-haired man in sparkling silver armor,
Oh.
a smallish, olive-skinned human woman. It's more of a chestnut skin tone, actually. Who wears a red cloak and leather armor. Two women who are chatting together, one of them in a very fancy blue ball gown and the other wearing armor, like leather armor and a captain's hat. A gnomish man who wears overalls and looks pretty out of place, honestly.
Dread, I don't mean to stereotype per se, but would you happen to know who she is? Pointing to the one in the hat.
Are you saying that all pirates look the same to you?
I'm just saying all pirates are more likely to know each other than people who are not pirates.
And then the last two people in the room are a dark-skinned man wearing a smartly tailored suit, a very tall dark-skinned man wearing a smartly tailored suit, and a tall slender woman wearing a white coat.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, anyone jump out at you guys you want to go talk to? You don't have to talk to anyone specifically. You can just wait around. There's also the staff in the room, or you can explore the mansion if you want.
Can I check out that pirate lady?
Yeah. She is sipping on a cocktail while the other woman chats kind of incessantly. She's just kind of talking and talking while the other lady kind of just nods. And as you approach, she says, "Hold, I think I know you."
Hello. I am Dread Harbor.
She walks up, standing completely straight up, and she's a very intimidating presence. She grabs your sleeve and pulls it up, looking for a tattoo of some sort. However, you don't have one. She says, "No, I must be mistaken. I'm sorry about that. Acebi Witt, Admiral of the Cormerian Navy."
I lean over to Eli and said, I think we just witnessed a microaggression.
Yeah.
So you seem a sailing type. Is that off base?
No, my father and I had a ship not too long ago.
Ah, who's your father? Maybe I know him.
Oliver Ravenwood.
Oh, the Oliver Ravenwood.
Yes.
Legendary
the other
pirate king.
Obviously. And I'm a spitting image.
Well, allow me to introduce myself again. I'm a CB Wit, and I'm a pirate hunter.
I hope you have a good party. And then I walk away.
She kind of smiles as you walk away.
That wasn't a microaggression, that was a hate crime.
That was absolutely a hate crime. I'm interested in the woman in the red cloak, and I only say that because that was the only description I remembered.
Alright.
It's okay, I remember
First
the
off, what's your
sparkly
passive
silver.
perception?
Hold on, I'm writing pirate woman down. pirate hunter
woman.
specifically. Yeah,
We need to
hunter.
avoid that.
woman.
Otherwise-
Don't worry, I got your back, boy.
Fight.
Okay, my passive perception is an 11, which is not so shiny.
Okay, do a perception roll as you approach this woman.
A 12.
Okay, you don't notice
Oh,
anything about
wait!
her.
I
Like you
did my
already.
math wrong. It's actually a 13.
You still don't notice anything strange about her. She does seem distracted when you approach her, though. Doesn't really notice your presence at first.
Hello?
She kind of snaps back into focus and says, "Oh, yeah, yes, hello." Extends her hand. Jaeyun Juhong.
My name is Atrix. Fernhall. What brings you here?
I received an invitation from Mr. Corper. That's about it for me.
What is it that you do?
A bounty hunt.
Oh, okay, so we are all in danger here, I understand. Okay.
She says, well, not necessarily. They took everyone's weapons at the gate, so...
Oh. Alright.
Yes, I mostly deal with the Zentarim and their thugs in my work, but I have done some more domestic private investigator stuff. I don't suppose I'll be having any trouble with you, will I? She kind of jabs you in the ribs a little bit.
I don't think so. I have not done anything criminal per se.
And she says, I jest. If you were Zentarim, I would have noted it from the moment you walked into the room. She then downs like half of her drink.
I just like I try to worm my way out of that conversation as quickly as possible. These people are beginning to scare me.
So here's the thing.
Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. What was your name again?
Atrix.
Pleasure, Atrix. I'll keep that in mind. And she walks away.
I wipe the sweat off my brow.
And that's why you always give a fake name the first time you meet anyone.
You're exactly right.
Well, see, here's the thing. Oh, should I roll another perception check on you?
No, I was talking real life.
My
That's a
real
real
name
thing
is
I've done.
Pete Jones.
I mean, I'm just a little bit worried now, but we're armed. I mean,
Yeah.
Eli, did you stay strapped or?
Yeah, I have my rapier.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go talk to the shiny silver man.
Alright. You approach him. He extends a hand in fellowship. Says, Greetings. I recognize the gait of a fellow soldier when I see one.
Yes, indeed. What army are you?
Colonel Heinrich Senf of the Neverwinter Militia.
Also, I am Eli Sureblood of the Purple Dragon Knights of Cormyr.
Ah, yes, I have happened to fight alongside a couple of Purple Dragon Knights in my days as a mercenary, prior to enlisting in Neverwinter. You guys make formidable warriors. You have my respect, friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You as well.
Thank you. So, interesting to get an invite kind of out of the blue from Mr. Corper, isn't it?
Yes, especially considering that no one really knew where I was.
Yes, that's quite interesting. I was actually out on a mission when I was contacted. I'm not sure how his courier found me, frankly.
It's impressive to say the least, if slightly frightening.
Yes, I feel that there's much more to this man than meets the eye.
Yes.
Well, I must get back to networking, as they call it. It was a pleasure to meet you,
You as well.
Mr. Shoreblood.
And his name was?
Heinrich Senf.
So not everyone is out to kill us. You have one friend, besides us, obviously.
So let's all stick together.
So Dread, the tall, dark-skinned man, approaches you. He says, Solomon Akadia, and extends a hand
To who?
to Mason.
To Dread.
Yeah, to Dread.
Who's Mason?
I don't know. I shake his hand, say, Harbor. Dread, Harbor.
He says, say now, Mr. Harbour.
You hear someone like snorting in the back.
It's a pie! Get it? It's a pie! He leans in a little closely and says, I don't suppose you're in the business of information, Mr. Harbour. You seem the type that knows how to go about undetected when he wants to.
Do you need something?
No, I'm just always eager to establish new contacts in this foreign land. You see, I am from Calensham, originally, and have come here on business.
What kind of business?
The personal kind of business, and I would appreciate if you don't ask too much about it.
Do you have any information on what we're doing here? Do you have any idea what this party is for?
I have talked to a couple people who have been to these parties, so I have a bit of an idea what might be in store for us. However, that is not information I would share for free.
What would it take to get that information?
I don't know. You can try whatever, man. You're playing.
What about a
Ooh.
crisp high five?
Roll persuasion.
Roll intimidation.
12.
He thinks about it. He says, well, that does sound like a nice way to cement our friendship. I was looking for something in the more monetary category.
What if I give you 1 gold piece?
Cuts it in half.
You roll another persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh, it's the same.
Roll again. Okay, yeah, it's the same. He says, maybe we don't have business together.
I'll come back when I have more money.
Can I see who's armed and who isn't?
You three are armed. Everyone else is not armed.
Oh, excellent.
No
Well-
one here has arms.
Well, I'm kind of hidden, armed in secret, and so is Dread. Eli, not so much. So
Yeah.
it's possible that other people might have secret weapons, but we don't know that.
Completely possible. You're right.
Yeah.
Let me think. Who haven't you met yet? I mean, obviously you don't have to meet
Is that
everybody.
secret
Um,
tunnel?
Does anyone else stand out that you guys wanted to talk to?
I guess the gnome, since he's the only other.
All right.
Piano gnome?
He's about
That's a piano goblin.
a foot
Oh.
deep in a pint of ale right now.
What?
I don't know.
He's just sitting in a glass.
Hello!
Yeah,
Hello,
He's kind of
travelers!
sitting on the edge of the room, just drinking heavily.
You know, I'm actually just gonna keep my eye on him.
All right.
Not going to approach.
So the two you haven't
I'm a
talked
little
to,
bit terrified of the people here.
two you
Doubt.
haven't talked to are the woman in the fancy ball dress that is still with the admiral, and then the woman in the white coat.
Can I talk to Piano Goblin?
You can try to talk to Piano Goblin.
I'm gonna go talk to Piano Goblin.
All right. He looks at you while playing and nods.
So, how long have you been playing?
He continues to play with one hand and then holds up. Actually, he's been playing this whole. He holds up a finger and does an infinity symbol.
Oh. Well, that's impressive.
Eli just
He
met
nods.
God.
The Godwin.
Well, you are an incredible pianist. I have been stricken. You play beautifully, and I commend you. And he walks away.
He does a little head bow as you walk away.
Let's talk to the lady in white.
All right. She seems a little on edge as you approach her.
Excellent. We'll get along fine.
How do you open the? She isn't really paying attention to you as you approach.
Madam?
She jumps a little bit as her startle says, yes, oh, hello.
Hello. My name's Atrix Fernhall.
Oh, Gloriana Pesca. Dr. Gloriana Pesca.
And, what is it that you do?
I'm a surgeon. I operate out of Waterdeep.
Oh, excellent. That's fascinating.
Yes, it's interesting work. I have a lot of sailing accidents who come in.
Really? That's...
Well, I mean, it is a shipping hub, so
Well, yes.
lots of sailors.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's fascinating. How do you know? Do you know, Sir Corper?
I've never met him before, but I've heard his parties are some of the best in the realm.
Excellent. That's good to know. Well, I guess that's all
Pleasure speaking with you.
Yes. Good night.
The other lady is still talking to...
Yeah, she's still hanging out with the Admiral.
I won't make you go over there, Dread. I'm scared that you might get shanked.
Yeah. Wait, kill me any second.
I can go and talk to her.
Thank you.
All right. The two ladies are still chatting as you approach.
Mhm.
And as you approach, the lady who isn't the sailor smiles and says, "Well, hi! How are you?"
I don't trust her.
She's southern.
No.
Profiling.
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just dandy myself. My name is Patricia Peborio,
Well,
and I am a countess.
of what?
Oh, I think I get her realm. Let me see. I'm the Countess of Dragonstone.
Excellent. That's fascinating. Do you know Sir Quarker then?
No, but I've had many friends who have interacted with him in the past.
Yes, like who?
Mostly other members of the nobility.
All right, so he's more well known among the elite.
And this is my dear friend Admiral Witt from the Cormyrian Navy.
Admiral Witt, that's right.
Admiral and my wife.
She's in the area on business and happened to get invited to the party along with me, and we're such fast friends that we happened to just come together.
I notice you two seem to get along very well.
We've known each other for years. She's here on the Sword Coast investing some of her profits from bounty contracts and happens to just kind of live in the area a little bit now.
Investing in what?
What says, oh, you know, this and that. Businesses, certain, mostly, banks, general stores, munitions.
I'm gonna roll an insight check.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
That's the first natural 20 of the game.
Alrighty.
Plus I have a +4 to it.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell she's not telling the whole truth about her business on the Sword Coast.
Okay. Well, I guess if I don't have any questions that I can really pry with. All right. I guess that'll do.
Okay.
I'll be speaking with you ladies later.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
We have made one friend and a half.
I mean, I think Patricia counts as a friend.
I don't think I had any good things.
You did not.
Sorry, I just hit a button. Okay, so after you guys have socialized a little bit, Corper enters the room again and stands up next to the piano, motioning for the goblin to stop playing. He then holds up a champagne glass and taps on it a few times with a fork. Says, "Attention, ladies and gentlemen! I'm assuming you're all wondering why I've gathered you here today.
Yes!
After all, you're from completely different walks of life and from cities spread across the entire continent. Well, let me now allay your concerns. You see, I'm a collector. Not of mounts, or weapons, or other such typical items. On the contrary, what I collect is information.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say skins.
Oh, I was like,
Oh.
we're in here for we're in
Oh.
a zoo now.
Yeah.
That's what we've got going on.
And
Oh.
of what use is this to me, you may find yourselves asking. He then draws 8 sealed envelopes from his breast pocket. You see, each of you has done something regrettable.
Yep.
In most cases, it was a necessary act, albeit regrettable.
Fear.
I have in these envelopes a summation of all the evidence piled against you,
Panic.
along with locations where said evidence is being held and who is aware of its existence. While I acknowledge that you have done wrong, it is of no difference to me. This information will surely allow you to put the past behind you and move forward with a clean conscience. He then returns the envelopes to his pocket. Each of these envelopes will cost the owner 1,000 gold pieces, or a service which my dear friend Caldwell and I will carefully consider before deeming if it is of equal value. Now, if any of you feel uninclined to pay my fee and try to steal or otherwise gain this information through violent acts, you will lose access to this information forever, and I promise the others that are aware of your various secrets will be far less generous with them." He then returns the envelopes to his pocket and says, returning to his more jovial tone, "I understand this is a difficult decision to make, For now, enjoy the rest of the party and weigh your options. I shall await your answers in my quarters.
I look down at my hands that have the same black stain as my face and just say, I'm going to be honest. Even though he may have information on what's happened to me, to my people, the truth of the matter is, I don't really care.
So basically everyone leaves the room. The party's kind of just grinds to a halt right away. You notice most people leave individually. However, Paboreel and Wit leave together, as do Akadir and Brune. Caldwell then approaches the three of you and says, I apologize for any confusion. Naturally, the three of you are not included in that business.
Really?
Yes, Sir Corper brought you here for a completely different matter. It's
That's
just,
a surprise. I mean, yes.
they just kind of happened to fall on the same night. It's a big coincidence. Anywho,
Scheduling error.
he's awaiting you in his quarters, if you would mind. And then he can maybe shed some light on why he brought you here.
You hear a small click as I make sure my chastity belt is fastened.
I'm saving myself.
I suppose.
I
certainly thought we were part of that.
Yes.
Says, well, it's no business of mine whether or not you deserve to be part of such affairs. However, that is not why my lord has called you here this evening.
Either he doesn't know exactly what we've done, or else everyone else has done much worse things than at least me and Eli. Dread, you're mostly fine. Ironic, though, you're the wanted criminal. Alright, let's head
But
up.
I'm fine. I'm gonna stop in my room and grab my rapier, just in case.
Okay.
Alright, so the quickest way up there from the ballroom is going to be through the southwest staircase, and then across the, I guess, the skywalk of sort. It's like a bridge between the two halves of the mansion.
Ooh.
There's actually a small bar in the middle of the skywalk. It's this section right here.
We're a little bit focused. At least I am.
Sky Harbor Airport.
Sure. Never been.
That's a
Phoenix.
singular experience.
Sorry.
Phoenix
I'm
Heights.
from Phoenix.
So you guys don't want to stop at the bar or anything?
No, we're kind of preoccupied.
I take a bar stool with me.
The person working the bar says, hey, I need those.
He sets it back down.
Well, I was gonna say, what are they gonna do? Like, you're a big man.
Thank you.
Not even 6
Carry
feet.
on. And you as you head back into the building and out of the courtyard, you hear a woman screaming from what sounds like it's probably the direction of Corpor's chambers based on the tour Caldwell gave you.
Eli's gonna go, can't say I'm surprised, and starts running.
Okay. then-
Follow Eli.
yeah.
All right.
Charge in.
You rush into the room. Corper is collapsed on the floor, and a figure in a black cloak is pinning Ingrid, the serving girl you saw earlier, against the wall. As you enter,
Whoa.
he turns to face you, revealing he wears a ceramic mask made to look like a face, twisted into a pained grimace. He then snaps his fingers. The candles in the room all sputter out, leaving you in complete
Ugh.
blackness. They then flicker back to life, and he's gone. Corper is dead, a dagger lodged in his chest. Ingrid, the serving girl, sobs in the corner.
Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Anyway.
Is it just all gonna be references for you?
The servant was still here?
Yes.
What happened?
She, through tearful sobs, she says, I came in to bring Sir Corber his dinner, and I saw that creature standing over him.
Creature, not person.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was hard to see anything, you know. It was shaped like a man, but it seemed wrong somehow. I managed to pull this off of them while we struggled. And she holds up a pin, which is fashioned to look like a large letter Z with a snake wound around it.
Or Zentarum. Who was hunting Zentarum? Jayan, right?
Jae-yoon.
Jae-yoon.
Caldwell also rushes in and he says, "My lord, what happened?"
He was murdered by some shadowy figure in a mask.
I see. He then chants something under his breath and moves his arms about. He says, "Okay, the premises are sealed. Whoever it was cannot leave."
I think they're already gone.
No, they couldn't have left. I know they are still here. I sense that.
Did you kill them?
He says, "Well, of course. Mr. Corporal and I worked together for years. How dare you accuse me of such..."
That could be a motivation.
Just
spitballing.
We have our
uh,
motive, opportunity means.
Anyway.
Anyway, that's a 9 for insight on that guy.
He seems sincere. He says, "No, there are enchantments on the walls around the manor which prevent most means of magical entry and exit. The only way out would be through the front gate, which Valentine has secured."
Is he still alive?
He then kind of shouts something in a different language and then moves his hands around. He says, "Yes, Valentine is alive and well. Has not seen anything at his post. Alright, the three of you. Corpora trusted you for some reason. I don't know why. Frankly, I'd have to read his journals, but they're all in code. I'm going to trust you to get to the bottom of this, and while I return poor Ingrid to her chambers."
Okay.
A weird part.
Yes. This is not as fun as I thought it was going to be. Although, he died, which is a little bit more than I expected. I definitely expected us to all have been flayed by now.
Can I roll an investigation on the dagger?
Yeah.
Cool. That hasn't gone well. Oh, that's
no.
worse. 3?
It's
It's metal.
Sharp, there's metal, there's blood.
it's got a strangely curved blade, which seems uncommon.
History?
Sure.
Oh, dip. That's, 7.
You're pretty sure daggers have been used to stab people in the past.
Oh, come on! Oh, come on!
At least once.
I wanted to know if it comes from
Maybe
the
twice.
east, maybe.
You don't know.
Okay.
You don't know that much about dagger history.
Okay.
Can I take the dagger?
Yeah, go for it.
3 daggers.
More blood just spurts out.
It's like that scene in What We Do in the Shadows.
Should I just cast mending on him and bring him?
Can I investigate the body, see if he has anything on him?
Yeah, go for it.
No. 4.
Well, you didn't need a check for this, but you check his pocket where you saw him stow those envelopes. 2 of the 8 are missing.
Oh.
However, each of the names on them is written in a code that you do not understand.
I think it was the southern person I don't trust and the other person we don't trust.
The person that's gonna try and kill me?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go after her.
Yeah, I think it's them.
Can we sift through the contents of the envelopes?
You can try.
It's probably
Okay, I can open an envelope, I feel
Yeah,
like.
you don't need to roll for it.
Okay.
You want to open an envelope?
Yes.
Okay. You open the envelope. The contents inside turn to ash.
Huh.
Oh! Can I cast mending?
No.
Yeah,
They were broken by magical means, so mending will not work here.
yeah.
So I say don't open the other ones.
Yes.
Caldwell, who is actually still in the room at this point, says, "Yes, he did write in this particular code. I'm not sure. I don't know the cipher off the top of my head, but he does have a codex somewhere in the house which he uses."
I'm a real quick cast mage armor on myself in case someone else comes in for a stabbins.
He says, "Now I do need to be off with poor Ingrid, like I said 30 seconds ago.
Goodbye.
Bye." And then they
Probably
leave.
should have grabbed my armor when we were...
Well, let's go get it now. We're not far away from our rooms.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my armor and my shield.
Does
Alright.
he have...
I'll just skip through that and you can come
Cool.
back, because I assume you're not done here.
Can we check the room?
Yeah.
Sure, roll an investigation check to search the room.
An 11.
They're
Okay.
all cursed tonight, except for that 1d20.
I think
That
it's 'cause
did
we're all
very
just
little.
have literal, like, very low intelligence.
Okay, the 11.
How many
All too
idiots does it
stupid.
take to solve a magical murder?
You,
Listen, I have a +5 to intimidation. It's one skill on the list off.
you notice that the carpet is kind of scuffed near one of the bookcases in his office.
Secret shelf. Secret shelf.
Secret
But you don't-
Secret door.
You're unable to find a trigger
Okay.
with that roll.
Eli
You don't find anything
starts
else of
books.
interest in the room.
Okay.
Just start taking stuff off the shelf.
Yeah,
Eli
either
wants to roll
pulling
an
on or
investigation
pressing
check.
books.
There's still plenty of stuff to find.
Investigation. 12.
Okay. What did you roll, Sarah?
An 11.
Okay. So you on 12. You find a tome titled Charles Obermann's Diary of Extraordinary Xenobiology.
Oh. I take it off the shelf and... Hey, look at this.
Book on aliens.
Z.
No, X.
X. I have an intelligence of 8.
So you can't read?
Read that title again.
Yeah, boy.
Charles Obermann's Diary of Extraordinary Xenobiology.
Okay, spell it one more time so I can get that acronym, since that's what it seems like you're going for. Charles.
Charles
Mhm.
Obermann's
Mhm.
Diary
Mhm.
of
God.
Extraordinary Xenobiology.
Okay, it's Codex, guys. It's Codex.
Eh.
We're just dumbasses.
So this book is full of code, but if you spend enough time reading it, you'll probably be able to find the one that he used for these envelopes.
Boy, I got library access. I know, it just means I'm just really good at researching.
All right, but it's gonna take about 2
I
hours
have
to
a
read through the
library
whole book.
That's fine. I'm just saying, like, that's something in my skill set.
Okay.
But let's not read this quite yet. I feel like it's a little bit more pressing matter to collect everybody and
See if we can put everyone
scare
in
the
one room.
piss out of anybody before and figure out who did it.
Who done it?
All right. Okay, let's wander around and collect everybody, I guess.
Okay. You inform Caldwell that you want everybody to meet together. He tells you he just sent Ingrid down to bed because she is in shock.
Ingrid's fine. We know Ingrid didn't do it.
And then he gathers the rest
Do
of
we?
the staff that was in the house and unaccounted for, and the guests.
Maybe Ingrid was in cahoots with the magical man. And then, as a cover, he strangled her.
Whoa.
Jeez.
All right. So I don't know if you've all been notified yet, but Sir Corper has passed violently within the past 10 minutes, and we are going to be the ones to determine whose fault that is.
Everyone kind of murmurs amongst themselves, and they all shift around nervously.
Ah, I see guilt in every one of your eyes.
Arrest everyone.
Leave this to the real police.
Alright, let's just go.
It wasn't us.
Better 5 innocent men get locked up than 1 guilty man go free.
Do we still have the envelope of the letter that we opened?
Yeah, the envelope's fine. It's just the contents were destroyed.
Right. Should we start by talking to Admiral Witt and Countess Paboriel?
If you want.
I wrote Porb earlier.
Sure. Yeah, what do you want to say to them?
Okay.
Why'd you do it?
Were you being blackmailed?
Not presently, no. That's kind of an interesting question to ask right out the gate.
What color is your mail?
What?
Is it black?
Important question. I ask only because we are now the ones who are in possession of the blackmail material, and we could look inside and find out what it is that the two of you seem to be guilty of, and do with that information as we would. It would be, I feel, in your best interest if you were just upfront and honest and explained what happened, and how this information may have come into Sir Corper's hands.
Roll persuasion.
Can I roll intimidation instead?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
You were being very intimidating.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a 1. It's the same bonus either way. It's a +5, so 6.
Okay. Neither of them look fazed by what you're saying. Witt says, I am not guilty of anything. In fact, I punish the guilty.
That's what you say, and I believe you. But the information in these envelopes suggests otherwise.
Yes, and I would love to see the information on the envelopes if, by chance, you manage to open one without destroying the contents. And she gestures to the one that's...
How would she
visibly
know
full of
that?
ash.
How would she know that?
It's open and full of ash.
It does. We never said we left it open.
Maybe she opened it.
Now, if you're not going to accuse me of anything directly, I think your business is best served
Treason.
elsewhere.
Should I just like?
Murder.
Should I just like really go whole hog, like go like ham, and really just try to scare the piss out of her right
Go
now?
ham. Let's
Good
see it.
cutback.
Okay, I'm going to cast Maximilian's Earthen Grasp on her. Just do that.
Okay.
Basically, a hand shoots out of the ground and she's restrained, and I think also
Police brutality.
injured.
Jeez, babe.
Listen, I don't like. I'm not gonna mess around.
All right. As soon as that happens, Paboriel says, "Oh, okay. We can tell her. We can tell her. We can tell her, Asibi. We've been having an affair through both of my marriages."
I said lesbians!
And now, since both of my husbands suffered unfortunate accidents, there has been some speculation in the court that one of us was behind that. However, I know that is not true, as I didn't do it, and I know my love, Admiral Witt, would also not do such a thing.
And you're sure of this? You are sure that she wouldn't do this?
Yes, both of my poor husbands just were very unlucky.
Can I roll?
Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I want to believe her. I'm really just nervous about Wit because I don't. Yeah. That's a 13.
Yeah, she seems sincere.
Okay, and unfortunately, I do have to roll damage for the 2d6 bludgeoning.
Oh, jeez.
Oh wait, she does actually get to make a save if she wants, but it's a
19.
strength save. Okay. I mean, that does beat me, but
So half damage.
yeah. Either way, she's I think you're still a bunch of earth did shoot up and grab her. So, all right. I just kind of wanted to establish right out the gate that I'm not really gonna mess around as far as this interrogation stuff goes.
Everyone looks mighty pissed at you for using these tactics right out the gate.
Eli's gonna
Why would they be
stand up.
pissed?
Eli's gonna get up. I don't know if there's like a stage or a crate or something.
Yeah, they're probably like...
You're gonna like stand up a little
So
bit taller.
It's a library with like those ladders that you
Okay.
use to go, so you like climb one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He like stands at the top, like hanging on with one arm. And,
Yeah!
like, hanging out. He's
Roll a
like,
dex save.
Wait! Now hold
just
on, it's a
kidding.
ladder! Oh
I'm
no!
kidding. It was a joke.
he's gonna say, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, someone has been murdered. Now we would appreciate your honesty and coming forward to us with any information you may have."
My boy, thank you. Yeah, I don't want to be violent, but I don't want to have to keep making. Okay,
You're
anyway.
Rosa Diaz. And I'm Terry Jeffords.
Aw, I like that.
You're Jake Peralta.
I'm Jake Peralta.
That's
I'm
No, he's
Captain
Pimento.
That's okay.
This
So
is some
I'm
basic
a little
bitch.
so we've got an affair.
Jump
All right, so Jayoon is the one. I think I was next. Oh, I wanted to talk to her about the pin.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I show her the Z, and she says, I say, I don't know much about your profession, but I do know that Zentarum starts with a Z, and this was found.
Could be an X.
This was taken off of the murderer by the maid.
Yes, this is certainly a Zentarum pin given to their agents and subcontractors.
So what are Zentarum exactly?
It's the Black Network, a network of spies, criminals, assassins, all sorts of unsavory types.
It is the dark web.
Basically, the dark web. They work together to make a profit through unsavory means. And I've dedicated myself to taking them down.
Now, what is it that Sir Corporal would have on you that would make him invite you to this party and blackmail you?
I have no idea. I've been on a quest for justice. There's nothing shameful about that.
Is there anyone that you've hurt, perhaps by accident, on your quest?
Nothing comes to mind. Everyone I hurt deserves it.
Yike.
All right, fair. That means that probably somebody. Probably someone who should not have been killed.
Have you heard any Zentarum charity workers?
The Zentarum do not know charity.
Soup kitchens? Salvation Army?
They deserved it.
Salvation Army. That
I
one's
couldn't think of
fun.
anything else.
All right. We'll keep her in mind though, because if anything, she might be able to help us identify the crook. Yeah, boy.
I'm gonna go up to that guy who wanted
The creeper?
information. Yes. That wouldn't take my 1 gold piece.
He says, friend. I see. You've come to me for information again. Hopefully we'll be more generous with your donation this time.
Eli is going to stand behind him and just kind of pull out his rapier a little bit.
Tap his foot.
Alright, Mason, as a result, any intimidation checks you make, you'll have advantage on.
Woo! I was just curious on the type of information you have.
He looks at Eli, looks at you, looks at Eli again, says, it's mostly of the, illicit nature.
Like
If
sex?
Well, that's murder, betrayal, all sorts of dirt.
Zentarum.
He says, no, I would never work with them, even if they had a presence in Kalimshan, which they do not.
Do you have any information on them? I would recommend sharing it. Strongly.
Never had an interaction with them personally. As I said earlier, I am new to the Sword Coast.
Do you have any information on this murder?
Only that I had come here hoping to find myself employed by Herr Corper. I had heard of his operation prior to this evening.
What is it that you do again?
Well, if you must know,
We must.
I do something similar to what Mr. Corper proclaims to do. I'm an information trader. I find information and sell it. I do not blackmail anyone. I just
Identity theft.
learn things.
What blackmail did he have on you?
Well, there was a certain unpleasant business which happened in Kalimshan a few years ago, and I came out quite ahead from where I started due to a few of those illicit deals I mentioned. I'm certain it must have had something to do with that.
And there's nothing else it could have been.
I am pretty open about who I am in these types of social circles. Nothing else comes to mind.
Thank you for your cooperation on the first try.
Of course, I am as eager to catch this man as you are. I, as I said, wanted to work for Head Corper.
Here's your crisp high five from earlier. Thank you.
You're quite welcome, friend. Call on me if you need anything.
And
Eli
down
slides
low,
his rapier back in its holdy thing.
it's called a scabbard.
Thank you.
No, holdy thing.
Scabbards are only for great swords.
What?
Sheath is also an acceptable word.
Okay, so Heinrich and Monsieur Brun, I'm curious about.
Alright.
Heinrich was the nice one, but if he's unarmed, that means he's also being blackmailed.
Okay, you want to talk to him?
Yes.
As you approach, he stands at attention and says, yes, what is it? I'm under the impression you're in charge here.
Yes.
Anything I can do to help, just ask.
What is it that you could possibly be blackmailed for?
I haven't a clue, ma'am.
Truly?
Truly. Even when I was a mercenary before becoming a member of the Neverwinter Militia, I never accepted unscrupulous contracts.
Does mercenary work legal in Dungeons and Dragons world?
Yes,
Yeah.
perfectly legal.
Is there things in your personal life that might be questionable?
I don't think so. I have a lovely wife and daughter, but other than that, I keep to myself.
Anything your wife or daughter might have done?
If it was something my wife would have done, I would hope she would have told me prior to tonight. And if it was something my daughter would have done, I'd be surprised, as she is only 6 years old.
Murder.
6-year-olds in Dungeons and Dragons can get into some shit, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm gonna actually do, I'm gonna leave you guys to keep talking. I'm gonna go study the Codex.
Alright.
And I'm actually gonna go to the library to do it.
You're already in the library.
Oh, we are in the... Oh, that's right, yes.
You can go to the upper floor.
I'm gonna go to the
See,
library.
that's what I was thinking.
Turns around.
See, I meant the second story.
Everyone leave.
I was gonna go to the second story.
Okay. Alrighty. And you two, and we'll just leave you studying the Codex for a little bit.
Who haven't we talked to?
Sarah, roll an investigation check real quick to see how long it takes you to find the proper code.
We haven't talked to the piano gremlin.
Sure. Alright, you want to talk to the piano goblin?
Mm-hmm.
I got a 20.
Okay, it only takes you like half an hour to find the right page.
Sweet.
Because of your awesome library abilities.
Mm-hmm.
We decimal system.
Okay, so you're going to talk to the piano playing goblin?
Yep.
Alright, what do you want to say to him?
I just kind of saunter up and just like, so, this is one big mess.
He nods,
Were you being blackmailed?
shakes his head.
How long have you known this guy?
He holds up 7 fingers.
On one hand?
No, total.
Years or centuries or millennia? Or lifetimes?
He just looks at you incredulously.
Lifetimes.
Should have known. If you guys want my notes, you have not talked to Monsieur Brun, Dr. Gloriana Pesca.
I'll go to her.
Okay.
So, what do you know about the Zendaya?
The who now?
Centaur.
No.
I get it. I always been thinking about the name.
Oh, I loved her in Greatest Showman.
What is it?
Zentaurin.
Zentarin.
Zentarim.
Then
Zen, what do you know about it?
stick with
Call them the
Zendaya.
Zennies.
What do you know about the Z?
I am from Waterdeep, and they do have quite a presence there, but I've never had any run-ins with them.
You've never, like, done surgery on one?
Well, no one that I've done surgery on has told me they were a member. I mean, I might have at some point.
Have you done any illegal surgeries? Black market organ dealing?
No, nothing
Blood
like
stealing?
that.
I don't know, Matt.
Honestly, if I'm here for anything, I did lose a patient last month, and there has been some speculation that it was my fault, but outside of that, I've been it wasn't my fault, obviously, and I've never done anything not honest in my life.
What were the situations of them's death?
A tinker had accidentally blown a sizable hole in himself while trying to create a new construct, and I just couldn't save him.
Well, that sucks for him.
Certainly.
Cool story, bro.
Did you have any idea of why Corper would have been murdered?
No, I've never met the man. I only briefly met him this evening.
Alright, thanks, Doctor.
Yes, and if you need anything else, feel free to ask.
Do we have the weapon? Should we be showing that around and seeing if anyone knows it?
We do have the weapon. I have the weapon.
Okay.
Do you want to?
Kill someone? No.
What?
If we kill someone, then if we kill everyone, then we automatically kill the murderer.
Not necessarily.
Alright, well this
And ourselves.
If we blow this whole mansion up.
What about the guy running the bar who wouldn't let me take his stool? I think that was suspicious.
You can go talk
We
about it
were
if you want.
talking to him when he got murdered.
Yeah, but accomplice.
Okay.
Monsieur Brun is left.
You also the guy you never talked to at the beginning.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't write him down because I didn't talk to him.
I didn't know there was a guy we didn't talk to.
I didn't either. Oh, wait, the
that
gnome.
was
The gnome.
drinking.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's right. I avoided him. Sorry.
I'm gonna go up to the gnome.
And he adjusts his glasses and like fiddles with the overalls of the business.
Yes, how can I help you?
What did you do to be here?
I was under the impression that, perhaps I was going to be credited for my, inventions. You see, I've revolutionized mining with my constructs. I'm, Dr. Galen Fialova.
I trust him.
Do you send people in your mines?
Well, as it happens, we do have other humanoids mining, but, working on phasing them out and getting the constructs in there as they're more durable and there's less human risk if they're the ones doing the work.
But less employment.
Evil, evil man.
Is this your knife?
No, I don't have a knife. Just my, typical tinker's tools, and he holds up a little tool belt thing.
Maybe he's the tinker that died.
What?
Do you know why anyone would want to kill my man?
Well, I mean, he did just try to blackmail all of us here, so...
Yeah,
Seems like
so
plenty
I
of
think we
motive
already
to
had our
me.
motive.
However,
I forgot about that.
outside of that, I've never met him.
I'm threatening all of you! Why did he die? Why him?
He was so young!
Alright, Eli, you go talk to this next guy.
Who's left? Bear?
Brune.
The tailor.
Brune.
Oh, yeah, Creeper.
No, he was the tailor.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, little bit creeper.
He says, hello, how are you?
About as well as one would expect in these circumstances.
Yes, I find myself in a similar boat.
So, where were you around the time when he perished?
Mr. Akadir and I were discussing certain business ventures.
What kind of business?
Well, have you talked to him yet?
Yes, we did.
He says, oh, so I assume he either told you or he didn't tell you what he does for a living.
Is he the miner?
No. Akadir
Yes.
was the shady guy that's a spy.
The one who was a douche to Dread?
Earlier, kind of. Not really a douche.
Sullivan, right? Sullivan?
What?
Sullivan?
Solomon.
Solomon.
Okay, but we're asking you what you do for a living.
Well, I'm a tailor, of course.
Is that what the business you were doing was?
Yeah, and there's some stuff I do on the side, that's true. Well, if you talked to Akadir, he probably told you he was hoping to gain employ under Mr. Corper tonight.
Oh, yes.
I was in a similar boat.
You wanted to make his clothes or do what?
Like I said, I have some side businesses, which I'm not 100% comfortable discussing.
Do they have anything to do with this knife?
Nope, nothing with weapons.
Could be part of your silverware set.
Probably not.
It's a fine blade, but I've never seen the make of it before.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time. I'm sure we'll be back.
Okay, I will await your return.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
I'm just being polite.
No need to get rude. Alright, so that's all we have time for tonight. We'll pick this up next week. And hopefully get some headway. You guys do some thinking. Alright. Thanks for coming.